Okay, let's start. Quiet down, settle down. Put your phones away. Okay. Everyone's looking nice. Everyone's dressed up nice. We got Bruno. Bro pulled up in a t-shirt and sweatpants. That's kind of crazy, but it's okay. Good evening, athletes, coaches, and honored guests. My name is Mohammed, and this is Danica. Thank you all for attending the Lillian Osborne Athletic Banquet. We are honored to be your Masters of Ceremonies for this evening celebration. And just a reminder, this is being live streamed on YouTube, so there are cameras and live mics everywhere.
The schedule for tonight is on the programs on your tables. We're going to present a number of awards before dinner, which will be at 5:30. To start off the evening, we would like to welcome our principal, Mr. Morrison, to come to the stage and bring a welcome message. Principal Morrison, please come to the stage.
I'm going to talk slowly because you're athletes.
Oh, wow.
With concussions. Actually, Miss Grable's running late, so they've asked me to stall for as long as possible. Good evening, legends, staff, and guests. It's my privilege to welcome you to our annual Athletics Awards banquet. Sports are symbolic of life. Life requires teamwork, discipline, resiliency, respect, compassion, and character. Sports can help you to develop those skills to apply on the playing field or the court and in all aspects of your life. There's an old saying attributed to the American author and sports writer Haywood C. Braun that says, "Sports don't build character, they reveal it." This year you've revealed some important lessons such as how to stay positive, how to deal with adversity, how to work together for a common purpose, how to be resilient, and how to be there for each other. You've achieved goals, be it in an individual sport or as a part of a team. You've overcome obstacles, and along the way you found a sense of belonging and accomplishment through being a legend. This year our legends have achieved great success with city and provincial championships, tournament wins, and multiple medalists. But you don't need a trophy, a medal, or an award to be legendary. Taking what you've learned from your coaches, teammates, and applying those lessons to your life is what makes you legendary. Lessons like commitment, always showing up, trying your best on the field and in the classroom, and in life is what being a legend's all about. Champions can be determined by their commitment to their goals. That is being legendary. Self-discipline. Tough times don't last, but tough people do. It's a phrase coaches are used to saying. Legends get up when they get knocked down. The self-discipline taught in sports allows a person to thrive in life with a work ethic to always be improving. Being legendary means allowing self-discipline to spill over into every aspect of life, and it's no surprise that it's a highly common trait among successful people. Handling fear and failure, whether it's missing a shot, making an error, or just losing a game. Failure happens in sports as well as in life, and life isn't always fair. Injuries happen, calls get missed. Legends know that getting angry or frustrated doesn't help. Losing with dignity is just as important as winning with class. That is being legendary. Oh, and it's just as important to recognize that you can learn as many, if not more, lessons from losing as you can from winning. Resilience, the ability to bounce back, is what legends are made of. Not everything always goes according to plan. Sometimes you get thrown a curveball at the plate and in life. Now, more than ever, athletes and all of us need to know how to bounce back. It's okay to make a mistake, but how you come back from the setback is what will define you. Teamwork. As a legend, you've learned quickly that a team can help achieve success when everyone contributes. Through collective hard work, anything is possible. Sacrificing one's personal gain for the team is being legendary. Teamwork also means knowing that you can't do it alone. Along the way, there have been some pretty important team members alongside you, cheering you on and those who've helped to reveal your legendary character. To our staff coaches, staff sponsors, and community coaches, thank you for all that you do to support athletics and our athletes at Lillian Osborne. Athletics at Osborne could not and would not be possible without your dedication, support, and commitment. The hours you put into ensuring these young athletes have the best possible teaching and learning and mentorship is simply amazing. Thank you, coaches, for your dedication to Lillian Osborne. And I'd like to extend a special thank you to Ms. Grable, our athletics department head. You consistently go above and beyond, making sure our athletics program is the very best it can be. You are the rock and the foundation that the rest of us lean on, and I'm truly appreciative of all you do to support athletics at Lillian Osborne. Thank you. And finally, respect and integrity. If you learn only one lesson from being a legend, this should be it. Athletes must respect their coaches, officials, teammates, and their opponent. It's important to recognize the worth of another. Morals and ethics matter. Honesty and adherence to the rules are foundation in every game and in life. Success in life is not measured in wins or losses, fastest time, longest distance. Self-improvement is connected to one's determination in the face of unexpected obstacles. So I'd like to finish with these thoughts. Adversity is part of life. Never quit. Overwhelm the negative thought with a positive attitude and action. Choose to wake up and win every single day. And finally, don't just be a legend, be legendary. This applies to athletics, but it's 100% relevant in every aspect of your life as well. Enjoy this evening as we celebrate legends. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Morrison. You might think you're in charge of the school, but we all agree Grable really runs the show down here. So here she is.
Thank you everyone for coming tonight. This is my favorite and least favorite night of the year all at the same time. I love celebrating all of your accomplishments, but I'm always sad that another year has come to an end and I have to say goodbye to some of my favorite people. Earlier this year, I attended a conference where the session centered around relationships with our athletes. I believe that anyone who actually knows me will understand when I say I would trade all of the wins and the championships that I have for the special moments and the relationships I get to create with my athletes. And while many of us in this room are competitive by nature, what defines success will differ for all of us. During the NBA playoffs this year, after the Bucks were defeated in the first round despite being the #1 seed, Giannis was asked if because of their loss, did he consider his season a failure? It was his response that impressed me. He said that success isn't determined by winning championships. Every year, all teams work towards a goal, and those are steps towards success. There is no failure in sports. Everyone has good days and bad days. Some days we are successful and some days we're not. Some days the other team wins. But each time that we go out there and get better, that is success. So while some of you in this room were a part of championship teams this year or last, I truly hope that everyone in here still feels the sense of success that comes with giving your best effort night in and night out and improving every game. I hope everyone has a wonderful night and is able to celebrate the successes of your teammates and enjoy a fantastic evening with them and all of your coaches. Thank you.
Thanks, Graves. Tonight, we will be presenting awards to almost 100 athletes for their commitment to the teams upon which they've played. These points are cumulative to the duration of the athlete's time at Osborne.
Points are awarded for each team an athlete is a member of. Any medals won at city or provincial championships, individual awards received, and extra contributions to our athletics program. These points are added up and medals will be given out at the end of the year each time an athlete reaches a predetermined number of points.
Once an athlete reaches 15 points, they will receive a minor athletic award represented by a bronze medal. 30 points for a major athletic award signified by a silver medal, and our highest standard is a major athletic award with distinction, which is obtained when an athlete has 45 points or more and will receive a gold medal. Some exceptions have been made this year due to athletes whose their sporting activities were affected in grade 10.
We will be presenting these awards in groups throughout the night, and we will start the night with our bronze medal winners. So could Mr. Waters please come to the stage to announce recipients? When your name is called, please head onto the stage to see Ms. Grable and get your medal. Then head over to the bleachers area in the back and wait for all the names to be called, as we will be taking a group photo.
Can you just use this mic? Oh, I can use this one. All right, for the minor athletic awards bronze medals, the first one is Nikki Amadeo, Isaiah Alvarado, Max Anderson, Mahak Aurora, Luis Arezia, Visha Arul, Jack Berry, Michael Borelli, Matea Brault, Ryder Brown, Sophia Bermaka, Shay Burns, Anna Button, Rain Carroll, Cole Caverly, Vanessa Conde, Luke Combs, Danica Davidson, Ria Dariwal, Halen English, Soren Falahi, Miriam Faraj, Sarah Farley, Rose Fata, Matthew Fetchner, Nathan Fay, Lucas Forsyth, Brooke Goslin,
Good job, guys.
Ish Gruwal, Parham Hadri, Brooklyn Harper, Cooper Heschuk,
Like your teeth, my guy.
Emily Ho, Julie Huang, Farhan Ayub, Layla Jabber, Madi Khani, Olivia Kincaid, Mark Colbert, Julian Lau, Michael Lefrancois, Aaliyah Liebig, Everett Lynn, Rena Liu, Charisse Long, Shauna Lai, Mikhail Mine, Danishta Nagradan, Robert Niklescu, Joseph O. Lily Onescu. Matheson Pohl. Kiki Pohl. Caitlin Roque. Cassie Ross. Jaydeep Sandhu. Lauren Signer. Whoa. Emma Shen. Munza Sumro. Annie Sun. Jadzia Trong. Tayden Badneas. Ishan Varani. Derek Wang. Leah Wee.
Good job, Derek.
Victoria Wong. Campbell Wood. Her sister Lily Wood. And last but not least, Maggie Yang. That is it for our minor athletic award winners. I think you'll be taking a picture over there in the stands. Get me off the stage.
As we keep going, we'll keep going like we're hot.
Hello, Legends, and welcome to the 2022 to 2023 Athletics Awards Show. We will be your hosts for tonight, Nafisa H.
And Kellen B.
And we will walk you through the events of tonight.
Tonight we'll feature all the legendary coaches and athletes to acknowledge their accomplishments and their hard work throughout the season.
Congratulations, all of you. As you can see from that group photo, we are lucky enough to have our incredible photographer, Rob Hislop, here tonight to take our pictures. Rob has become a common sight at the majority of our games and events. I know many of you have used his photos on all means of social media, and I know I have. On a side note, it is Rob's birthday, so on behalf of all of us, I would like to wish him a very happy birthday. Before we begin the team awards, we would like to recognize our golfers on their incredible season. The girls team finished second in Metro and third in Provincials, and the boys finished top 10 in Metro. With the majority of our golfers in grade 11, the coaches decided that team awards will be given out next year. But let's give them a hand. It's now time for our first group of individual awards. The most outstanding award, otherwise known as the MOP, I don't know why I said that, no one calls it that, will be awarded to the player that their coaches felt demonstrated the most significant contribution to their team on the field of play. Teams will also recognize a most legendary player, which will be presented to the team member who not only demonstrates exceptional skill, but also represents Osborne athletics and through their performance, attitude, leadership, sportsmanship, cooperation, and contributions outside of team activities. The order of awards presentations has been changed this year, and we will also be doing things a little differently with regards to photos. We won't be taking photos on the stage. After winners come to the stage to receive their award, please head to the back photo area where Rob is. If you would like to wait for your coaches to join you, please just let them know.
Getting us started today will be the awards for the cross-country team. Could Mr. Robertson and Mr. Makua race their way up to the stage to present these awards?
I think they can just show.
Give it to Will. Thank you, Danica.
All right. Our cross-country team had an outstanding season with over 30 athletes participating in over 6 different meets. We had a very committed group of athletes who met at 7:30 in the morning to train 3 days a week. Over the course of our season, our athletes improved week after week, with team members coming very close to the top 20 in almost every single meet. We had a great showing in zones with several athletes just missing the cut for provincials. We ultimately sent one cross-country athlete to provincials at Enoch Cree Nation. This year, our most outstanding cross-country athlete exemplifies what it means to be committed to a sport. They continue to train on their own and came into the season in great running shape. They participated in every practice, whether it was sunny, rainy, snowy, freezing cold, whatever it was, and they pushed themselves at each and every practice and at every meet. This consistent devotion and improvement and excellence propelled this athlete into the provincial championships. They became a leader to our first-year athletes and exemplified the characteristics of being an outstanding athlete. It is my honor to name our most outstanding cross-country athlete, Olivia Kincaid.
We'll step into the thing to junior men's basketball, senior men's basketball, and just wait. Like whoever's supposed to say it, just say, you know what I mean? And then we'll adjust it during dinner.
Both men's basketball?
Both men's basketball.
No, not one.
Because no one has to leave for both men's basketball. So it's just men's basketball.
Our most legendary athlete this year started our cross-country with our cross-country team last year. They have continued to improve over both seasons and quickly showed how prepared they were for this season. They led the team in drills throughout practices and were continuously striving for excellence. They quietly led the team by example, showing what it takes to be a legendary athlete and runner. They were consistently pushing for a top spot in every race throughout the season and pushed all of our other cross-country team athletes to improve, not through their words, but through their actions and commitment. This athlete exemplifies what it means to be legendary. Please help me congratulate Owen Slavens.
Congratulations, Owen. Thank you.
Okay. That's it.
Great job, guys. Next, we'll head to the pool and ask Mr. Smith to come to the stage to come and present the swim team with their awards.
Thank you.
All right. This year's swim team had a hugely successful swimmer. So the team consisted of about 66 swimmers, and with about 58 of those wound up competing in our divisionals and city championships meets. This group of swimmers were rewarded for all the hard work and time they put in on Monday and Wednesday mornings at Terwillegar Pool. As a team, we won 17 medals at the city championship meet, plus won the medium division overall championship. It was the first time that Osborne has won a team division championship in swimming. Yeah. To choose the winners tonight for the awards was very difficult due to the level of commitment each athlete showed to improve their swimming skills. So to start with our most outstanding athletes for 2023, they were our most decorated athletes during the city championship, with both winning multiple medals in both individual and relay competitions. So the award recipients are Miriam Frog and Eric Marugla. Congrats. You're welcome. For the most legendary athletes for 2023, we wanted to recognize the athletes who were both fierce competitors in the pool, but were also good teammates. Both the athletes won multiple medals at city championships and exemplified good teammates through their consistent work during practice and willingness to help others get better at every skill in the pool. Quite often, they would be there for both sessions of practice to help out. The award recipients for Most Legendary are Emily Guo and Darius Sahid.
There you go. You're very welcome. Congrats. You both.
Great job, guys. Our next team is back this year after a hiatus for several years. We are very excited to welcome back our curling team. So we would like to ask Ms. Scammell to come up to the stage to present these awards.
Thank you. All right, good evening. Well, after a few years break, curling resumed again this year. We started with practice at the Derrick in October, and then we were off. So in November and December, we played games against Metro Edmonton teams at the Jasper Place Curling Club on Tuesdays. These games were meant to hone skills and figure out positions and strategy. Many of our games ended up being against MMM and SHEP, as both schools put in a lot of teams. At the end of January, we started playing in the double knockout tournament at the Otwell, comprising all the Metro teams to see who would represent at provincials. Ms. Matsuba and I decided to go with a men's team and a ladies' team. Both teams did very well. Both teams won their first games and went on to eventually lose to some really good teams, which could have been decided by one shot. This year's Most Outstanding Player puts his heart and soul into curling. He set not only a high standard for himself, but he also made sure everyone on the ice knew what was going on. He skipped for the team, even though he normally played third, and made some clutch shots when the team needed him. He always chatted with the other teams and treated everyone with respect. He took time to help others on the ice and was such an incredible sport and pleasure to watch. This year's Most Outstanding Player is Noah Mason Woods.
Thank you, Ms. Young. Thank
You're
you so
welcome.
much.
Good job.
All right. I'll be back next year.
Okay. Most experienced player, yes. And this year's Most Legendary Player did an amazing job of stepping up and skipping for the ladies team for the playoffs. While this was not her usual position, she did an excellent job of representing Lillian Osborne. She made good calls as the skip and made some really good shots. She was well known on the ice as being friendly and caring. She encouraged others and made an effort to check in to see how the guys' teams were doing as well. So this year's Most Legendary Player, Emily Ho.
Okay, just give her the mic to her. She's not here. Let's go. Just say she's not here.
I don't see her, so I will make sure she gets this.
Well, I'm sure she'll get it soon enough. Well, but congratulations. Staying with our individual sports, we would like to recognize our wrestlers, so if Mr. Burke could please come up to the stage.
Good evening, everyone. I hope this works out well. I got some new progressive glasses last night, so we'll see how I adjust there. Hello, everyone. I'm Jeremy Burke, proud coach of the Lillian Osborne wrestling team. For those who are unfamiliar, wrestling is the second oldest sport. The first was running, but then once people learned that you can stand your ground and not really you can fight, you don't have to. Wrestling was born. So It's a great sport, and I'm very proud of it. Now, many of you have been wondering why people would want to get up at 6:30 in the morning, wear those funny-looking bathing suits called singlets, and wrestle around with some stinky teenagers. The reason is because there is nothing more in life challenging than wrestling. As you journey through life, being a wrestler makes everything else seem that much easier. The confidence and lessons learned cannot be replicated in any other way. Trust me, wrestling will prepare you for life and make you better at all of your sports. And so this is going to be my pitch for next year for the athletes that are here in the room, that are in grade 10, grade 11. I would like to invite you to come join the wrestling team. And for any of you that parents believe that you're going to get injured, I have statistics proven that soccer and basketball players end up in the emergency room way more often. So feel free to let your parents know, and I'll be happy to talk to them. Come join the wrestling team. Our wrestling team has experienced tremendous growth and accomplishments this year. We still faced on the uncertainties of COVID, 7 a.m. practices, some gym renovations, and scheduling conflicts. But despite the challenges, our team shone with multiple medalists at the Golden Bear Invitational Tournament and the City Championships. With 5 out of our 9 athletes all qualifying for the provincial championships, our small group competed against some of the best athletes in Alberta and gained an unforgettable experience. Before I get to the athletes, I'd like to thank Ms. Grable for handling all the administrative tasks, managing bookings, forms, and uniform orders to ensure we had a place to practice. And a special thanks to Mr. Waters and Mr. Brindacombe and other staff for attending the tournaments and supporting our team. Now, it's time to honor the 2 outstanding athletes on our team, wrestling team. First, the most legendary award goes to a grade 12 student who I've had the pleasure of coaching since grade 8. This athlete embodies the qualities of a legendary athlete with his unwavering dedication, unique skills, and unmatched sportsmanship. Everyone knows this athlete. I have been at tournaments, and this social butterfly, when let loose, has introduced himself to several hundred people by the end of the tournament. His remarkable ability to remember everyone's names and introduce all of his new friends to me was always surprising. He always has the loudest cheering crowd for his school, from his school and every other school when he steps onto the mat. When he gets on the mat, you will see that he is all business with an instant transformation to his alter ego, the secret agent. He is tough like an elephant, has the speed of an orca, and can run down his competition like a Ram truck. He definitely does not suck at wrestling. I have witnessed this wrestler's ability to beat more skilled and experienced athletes, and he has even scored a few points on me. I now carry a grad picture of him in my wallet along with my 3 kids. His strong presence... I get choked up, I don't cry. His strong presence on and off the mat. Give me a sec. I don't know why. I'm proud that he'll be my future assistant coach. The legend is Derek Wang. I didn't even tear up when I had kids. Okay. Next, the most valuable player award goes to someone who has impressed us all with her dedication and the prowess on the wrestling mat. This athlete has been wrestling since grade 5, dominating the city and the provincial level tournaments, and reaching new heights this year, claiming a bronze medal at the Under-19 Canadian National Wrestling Championships. She is an unassuming yet fierce competitor. Her average wrestling match lasts no longer than 14 seconds. On several occasions, this 5'4", 110-pound honor student drama nerd has stepped onto the mat, beating both male and female opponents much larger than her. A leader and promoter of our sport, who has only missed 1 practice after coming home at 3 a.m. from a flight from the national tournament in Ontario. Not only am I proud of her being her coach, but I'm also proud of her to say that I'm her dad. And yes, Cassie, you won a national medal long before I did. Our most valuable player of 2023 is Cassie Burke. I know. Finally, thank you all for continuously supporting our athletes and our wrestling program. We couldn't have done it without you. Have a great night.
Great job, you guys. He got me in my feels. I'm not sure how it can get much better than the season our next team had. Would Miss Yen please make her way to the stage and present the badminton awards?
All right, what an amazing evening this is. I'm so excited to gather and celebrate the remarkable achievements of all of our talented and extraordinary athletes here at Osborne. This year, I had the privilege of working with 21 incredible badminton players who stood out as the best. Throughout the season, they exhibited unwavering strength and determination, emerging victorious in every single exhibition game, battling fiercely against some of the toughest opponents, and ultimately successfully defending our city and provincial championships. Each and every one of you have made me immensely proud, not only for your individual achievements and growth, but also for the unwavering support you extended to one another. To all our exceptional grade 12 athletes, I will deeply miss you and your presence and your leadership, except for Lillian, who I have volunteered to come back as coach for next year. Congratulations on another outstanding season, everyone. Okay, so our first award goes to someone who is supportive, kind, and has a great sense of humor. From the beginning of the season, they took on the responsibility of communications. They went to all of the games and tournaments, yes, even the 7 a.m. Saturday ones, to cheer on their teammate, and looked after the grade 10s at provincials. I'm pretty sure it was their McDonald's run at city finals that gave the team the final push we needed to bring home city champs. I am pleased to present the Most Legendary Player Award to Coach Man and Team Manager Nathan Fay. Wait for photos, please. Okay, cool. Yeah. Okay, this next award goes to two players who are outstanding in so many ways. They're consistent, strategic, humble, and mature-ish, I guess. The rest of the team looked up to them, counted on them, and trusted them. I'm fairly certain that the opponents were always scared of them. Seeing that one of them can smash a bird so loud that it echoes in the gym, making everyone flinch, and the other one recently went to nationals and won gold in doubles and silver in singles. So, without further ado, it is my pleasure to present the Most Outstanding Award to Joanna Xu and Dallin Cho. Let's go. This one is yours. Good job. Here you go. Learn. This one's yours. Oh, yes, I am very tall. I'm going to follow you to take a photo. Yes.
You know, I thought I was pretty good at badminton, and then like in junior high, and then like these guys came, and I was like, okay, yeah, badminton is not for me. Now we have someone who is, you're just gonna hear their voice a lot today, maybe a little too much. It's time to recognize our track and field athletes, so could Miss Grable come to the stage to present these awards.
I'm presenting the track and field awards on behalf of myself, Miss McKay and Mr. Leung. We're all big helps with track. When I say we coach track and field, we just show up and rake sand and measure javelins and pin on their numbers, because 99% of our kids that are very successful at track and field are a lot of our club athletes who train quite a bit on their own, and I just am their biggest cheerleader when they're there. So I think we sent about 40 kids to divisionals, 17 I believe advanced to cities, and we had 4 compete this past weekend at the provincial championships. At these provincial championships, I was pleased to watch the 2 winners of our awards tonight. The first winner tonight, he jumps, like he runs in his underwear. Like I swear, like his outfit is all red. He wears boxers, and like they're not track shorts. I'm pretty sure that they are underwear. So but they match Osborne. They're like, it's all red. Like the announcers are even like in the red kit. And he jumps hurdles. He pulled out of a couple events because he wanted to as best as he could in those events, and he came away as a provincial champion in both the 100-meter hurdles and the 300-meter hurdles. So our first most outstanding player for track and field is Ishan Varani. I had to give you a hard time about the box. Sweetie. Good job. And then head to the back of your picture. Our second most outstanding player went 4 for 4 on the medal podium at cities, and also 4 for 4 at provincials. Cities, she took home 2 gold and 2 silver, and provincials, she did pretty much the same, but 2 gold and 2 bronze, and that's in the whole province. Her bronze medals were in the 100 and the 200, so yeah, she's fast. Long jump, she's a defending provincial champion, and she followed that up this year. And then the last one was triple jump. At the mini meet, the beginning of May, she's like, I'm gonna try this. I was like, have you ever done it? She's like, no. So she jumped once and thought, oh, that didn't go great, I didn't feel good. You know, I'm gonna practice at my club practice, then I'll try again next week. 2 weeks later at the city championship meet, she set a city record by 30 centimeters and just blew it out of the water. She was also a provincial champion in that event. So with 4 city and 4 provincial medals, including 2 gold at provincials, our most outstanding player is Addison Lauer.
Now, we will move into our team sports. And starting things off will be a team that won their first championship of the year, women's flag football. So could we please have Mr. Klaus and Mr. Jeffrey come to the stage and present their awards.
Thank you. Well, Mr. Klaus and I love coaching the flag football team. Last year it was kind of just happened when I joined Mr. Klaus when he was away with his daughter being sick, I believe, last year. I think so. Yeah, but we loved it so much that we just continued. This team was incredible. It's an incredible group of kids. One of the things that I struggle with as an administrator, it's hard to get out to the field sometimes for practice, but the girls step up, they take it upon themselves. I never have to worry about equipment, it's always out there. They always come and say, Mr. Jeffrey, what can we do to help? This team and all the teams and the athletes in here, you guys are legendary because you always take care of it and make sure that everybody can have a successful season and a successful sport. So I'm really proud to coach us with Mr. Klaus. We worked really well as a team. We finished first in our division in Tier 1. We ended up having a big game against Skona through the year, and it was a big rival last year because we lost to them in the semifinal last year, but this year we beat them twice. And then we followed that up with the city championship this year by beating Ainley in the final, after beating them in the year as well. So I love beating those schools. So city championship for our flag football girls this year. We are gonna start with our most legendary.
One thing too that Mr. Jeffrey didn't mention, since we won the city championship, we get to go to Winnipeg in July to represent Alberta in the Alberta the National Football Championship. Okay, so most legendary. So this year we have a tie. So this year, if we were keeping stats, which we weren't, but if we were, this young lady would probably have about 50 sacks. When she was lining up, she looked like she was going to rip the quarterback's head off. Every time she was on the field, the quarterback was scared. I wasn't even on the field, and sometimes I was scared. All jokes aside, this girl is a beast, and I'm glad that she was on our team. She played a major role in every game, gave 100%, and led by example. Not to take anything away from the team, but if it wasn't for her multiple sacks in the championship game, we might not have won. So this year's winner, Harpreet Gill.
Thank you. Thank you.
We had a second legendary winner this year. This athlete, you might hear her name a few times tonight. She is committed to the team. She's always team first. Was one of the most outstanding players. Was one of our leaders. Scored a huge touchdown, many touchdowns. Played injured when I didn't know. I am honored to bring Brooke Lohan. And for our most outstanding player this year, was a threat every time she touched the ball, played running back, played receiver. We would not have won a city championship without her. Another amazing legendary leader, Georgia Hurley.
Next up, we have the awards for our football team. Can Mr. Leong and coaches please come to the stage to hand off their awards?
There's just Mr. Leong.
Thanks, everyone. Just quickly talk about our season this past year. This is our 5th year of having a football team at Osborne, and in the past 3 years, we made it to city championships. So a little bit of pressure on the guys. This year, we start 2 weeks before school starts in August, and 50, 60 players, and we try and build a team. So it starts quick, and it goes by fast. I know we started off the year fast. We went with the record of 4-1 to start the year. It 193 points for, 38 against. But as most of you know, I don't want to talk to the wrestling coach about this, but we do get hurt, and we started getting beat up a little bit, and unfortunately the rest of our year didn't go as well as we wanted. But through all that, as many coaches are saying, the idea that we get knocked down, we get up, we have next person up to step in and support our team. It ended up being a good season nonetheless, as we did unfortunately lose in the semifinal to the eventual champion. So having said that, we can go to our award winners. I know for our first a winner, grade 12 student, he kind of played all 3 seasons with us. Unfortunately, we did lose his grade 10 year to COVID and we weren't able to have a season, but he certainly came out to all the kind of practices we had back then, and he was just a sponge in learning, trying to get better, and doing things that was going to help him be great. So from there, he had actually statistically a better year in grade 11. And in grade 12, he dealt with some injuries, but he still did everything he could to help us be successful, from still kicking, still helping with the receivers, the young receivers, and just with the whole team being a solid influence on all of them. So most legendary player, Thornton Atwall. Speaking of injured, as again, football is a physical sport. We have another most legendary player that unfortunately was injured this year as well. He's having a great season, but unfortunately sustained an injury. He worked hard to try and get back to the season, but it actually took a week before he got his x-ray and found out his leg was actually broken. From there, still though, he was out at every practice. He had his surgery, came out to every practice after, and helped as much as he could. Whether it be helping receivers, we always have our crew that, helps with just looking after all the guys, whether it be in the locker room, out on the field, and all those kinds of things. So, guy's awesome. I know he talks football all the time. I think he's forced to because he has to sit with me all the time, but he's our second legendary player award winner, and that's Jacob Leong. And then finally, for our most outstanding player, first year playing for us, grade 11 student, did an amazing job. He came in, as our quarterback, you have to be a natural leader in that position. So him coming in and kind of taking control of things. Again, I mentioned our point total at the beginning of the year. Although it's a team game, he led the way for us. He was our league leader in statistics for quarterbacks. He threw for almost 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns, I want to say, and just did an amazing job for us. And I truly look forward to what he can achieve for next year in his grade 12 year. Our most outstanding player, Parham Ideri.
Great job, guys. Now, let's kick it over to the other version of football. So could we have Mr. Klaus please come up and present the awards for indoor soccer?
I get really nervous speaking in front of people, so I'll try not to botch this. Thank you. All right, so this year for indoor season, we had a fairly decent season. We had 2 wins, 2 losses, and 2 wins, 2 draws, and 3 losses. putting us in 6th place, but we were really only 2 points out of 3rd, so it was quite close. So finishing 6th, we played Ainley in the quarterfinals as the quarterfinal matchup. It was quite a high-scoring game. It was back and forth. With about 8 minutes left in the game, we took an unfortunate red card. If it was outdoor, it wouldn't have happened, but because it's so close to the boards, it was a red card, and then we got scored on. So it made it 6-6, and we went into a shootout. Both teams, us and them, missed a shot, and then at the end, Ish dove the wrong way, but was able to get his leg out to save it. So putting us into a semifinal matchup with Jasper Place, which was quite a good team, and we were beat quite handily. But I think overall it was quite a successful season. Okay, so for the legendary players, I've had the pleasure to coach and teach this young man over the past 3 years. This young man's work ethic is second to none. Each game he gave 100%. He played with confidence and rarely got beat one-on-one. He got better and better as the season went on. And he's truly one of the best defenders and what it means to be a true legend. Yusuf Alumi. And then for our second most legendary player, I've also had the privilege of coaching and teaching this young lady for the past 3 years. She was one of our best defenders the entire season, and both seasons she played out of position. She's not a defender, but with her being calm and defensively, I couldn't really move her anywhere else. She's technically a gifted player. Great at carrying the ball out of the back, and that was key to our success. I would like to wish her the best of luck next year playing at the University of Lethbridge. Georgia Hurley. All right. Okay, on to the most outstanding player. So we've been blessed over the years with great goalkeeping here at our school, and this year was no difference. We were fortunate to have one of the best goalkeepers in the league on our team. He saved the game-winning penalty against Ainley that put us into the semifinals. He kept us in every game with his distribution, his ability to play the ball with his feet, and many acrobatic saves. This year's award winner goes to Ish Graywall.
Good job, guys. Our next awards are for a team that really flies high. Could we please have all of the cheer coaches come to the stage to present their awards?
All right. So as always, this season saw some incredible successes for our cheer team. We loved having our practice leading the crowd at the homecoming game in September, and performing in such a large venue to such a wonderful crowd contributed to us winning our 4th consecutive city championship in the game day division. On our mats, we saw so much growth from our newer members to the team. We're thankful for our returning members and most especially our grade 12s, as their leadership and guidance has been pivotal to all our success this season. We continued to see success with our intermediate routine, beating every single scholastic team at True North and winning grand champs, winning a 2nd city championship in the intermediate division, and qualifying both of our routines for provincials, where we won again, and again and again, defending our provincial gold in game day and coming up with a season high score and a silver in the intermediate division. This was an excellent way for our coaches and athletes to end our very, very, very long season. So long.
So this first award is for our MOPs, or our most outstanding players this year. And this year I'm very lucky to get to give this award to not one, but to two of our amazing athletes. With how successful our team was this year, we can safely say that we have a team full of mops because we cleaned house consistently. And yes, that was supposed to be a bad joke, but truly we wish we could celebrate every single one of you guys. You did so well. Thank you. Typically, we like to give this first award to our grade 10s to recognize their skill and effort, as well as the journey that they are starting on to become a fantastic student athlete here at Lillian Osborne. The two athletes who are receiving this award today are not only amazing athletes, but amazing people. They consistently showed up for their team and for their friends, and when Ms. Fallowfield and I talk about our favorite attributes and the most important attributes that we have in our athletes, these two consistently have checked every single one of those boxes. Greta and Angela, thank you too for always showing up with a very, very positive attitude. Thank you for bringing your best self to every single practice and for consistently being positive and supportive members to our team. Not only do these two athletes demonstrate phenomenal athletic skill with their beautiful jumps and technically perfect stunting, it is truly the attitude that you guys bring day in and day out that make you legendary, and we are so thankful for you. Having an athletic season that is 8 months long, ups and downs are inevitable, but these two athletes kept us positive on our good weeks and kept our team very strong on the harder weeks as well. We cannot wait to see how you two continue to grow as leaders and role models, and we are so, so proud of everything that these two athletes have accomplished this past year. And so for all of these reasons and very, very many more, Greta and Angela, we would love you guys to come up and accept your award.
Congratulations, guys. Congratulations.
All right, so for us, the most legendary player is someone who goes above and beyond for their team every day. In cheer especially, there is nothing without teamwork. So to pick a standout single athlete is always challenging. So I didn't, I picked two. Our winners this year have been on our team since they were in grade 10. Both are incredibly hardworking, dedicated, and display perseverance and leadership on and off the mats. These are athletes any coach would want to have on their roster. Their commitments to their teammates make them not only incredible athletes, but some of the most wonderful human beings. One has the biggest heart, the loudest and deepest voice. The other, incredible strength and stamina, and a secret standing back tuck she chose to keep a secret until the last 2 weeks of our season. Rena and Victoria W. I am so grateful to have been your coach and to have been a part of your high school cheer journey over the last 3 years. You will be sorely missed, but you have left an incredible legacy over your time with us. Please join me in congratulating our 22-23 most legendary players, Rena and Victoria.
It's not even me. Oh, she got you. I'm not going, she got you. All right. Perfect.
I'm definitely saying about something about
Everyone's crying, wow. That's a pretty impressive season though by our cheer, and not to mention badminton. I wonder if any other teams also won provincial championships this year.
Yes, Mohammed. We all know the men's handball team won again. So could Ms. Grable please come to the stage and present the handball awards to our men's team?
Okay, we were going to change the order of some of this stuff because we're adding a couple of words before dinner, but we're just going to keep this up and yeah, basketball guys, you're next, okay? Our women's handball team had an incredible season. They won all 3 tournaments we played in and finished second in both the city and the province, ending the year with a record of 31 wins and 4 losses. At the beginning of the season, we knew we had a chance to win it all, but I'm not sure we knew exactly how close we would actually get to pulling it off. Our team had a great mix of returning players and some incredible rookies, which means our future looks very bright, despite having to say goodbye to almost half of our team. Tonight, I'm pleased to honor our award winners, starting with our most outstanding player. I will never beg anyone to play handball, but that being said, I may have asked this award winner repeatedly last time without any luck. Things changed this year when she decided to play, and she was just as good as I had anticipated. The combination of her basketball and lacrosse skills transferred over to handball seamlessly. Although I did worry that her handball career might be very short-lived after the first game when her dad watched and told me in no uncertain terms that basketball needed to come first. Turns out, I guess he was wrong. Just kidding, Amir. I'm still scared of him, Layla. She was one of our top scorers and might have led the league in steals, even though I told her not to cheat on defense about 1,000 times. The fact that she can score by throwing either right or left-handed causes major issues for the opposition, and I can't wait to see what kind of a season she has next year now that she actually knows all of the rules. Please help me congratulate Layla Jaber. This year, our women's handball team had 2 incredible captains. They were both great leaders on the court with their ability to score a big goal, to change a game's momentum, or get a stop on defense whenever one was needed. Both were role models off the court, doing their best to keep our team on the same page and make everyone feel as though their contributions were all important to the team's success. They both attended a handball summer camp last year in order to improve and make our team better this year to give us the best chance to win. And wow, did we come so close. They will leave big shoes to fill both on the court and in the locker room, and I feel very fortunate to have gotten the opportunity to coach both of them, and I will miss them even more off the court than on it. Please congratulate Brooke Lowen and Maddie Butterfield. Most people in this room already know that our men's handball team won their 5th consecutive provincial championship this year. What you may not know is that I believe they made history when doing so. I don't think there is any other school in ASAA history that has ever won 5 in a row in any sport. Mr. Waters compared this accomplishment to Michael Jordan. Win a few rings, retire, or in our case, COVID, and come back and win even more. And with 12 guys returning next year, I don't think we'll be satisfied with anything less than going for number 6. When several coaches asked me to hand out extra awards this year, I basically said yes to everyone. And while it may make this night last a little longer, it gave me a chance to give out more than 2 for this team. Starting with our most outstanding players. There's lots of dynamic duos in sports, and these 2 are no exception. I like to compare them to McDavid and Draisaitl, Steph and Clay, Mahomes and Kelsey. They're pretty much inseparable, both on and off the court, so there was no way this award could go to one of them and not the other. Last year, I recruited one of them on day 1 of phys ed when I saw a grade 10 6'3" lefty throw a dodgeball. Little did I know then that his best friend would come with him, and they would be one of the most dominant duos in high school this year. One of them's an incredible back and an integral part of our defense, while the other one could start on either wing and be the best in the league at that position. All season, they scored big goals for us at important times but none bigger than their overtime and shootout goals that they will remember for a lifetime, which secured our provincial championship. As someone who has traveled the world with this sport, it gives me great pleasure to see that they will do the same as they head to Finland this summer with Team Alberta. After that, imagine how easy high school is going to be. Our most outstanding players for this year, Matthew Fetchner and Matheson Pohl. Our first most legendary athlete goes to one of the most polite and respectful athletes I've ever had the pleasure of coaching. And that's what he's like on and off the court. He'll be the first one to apologize for hitting a guy too hard on defense, and probably even says sorry to the opposing goalies when he scores on them. Last year I had no clue what position he would play if I kept him on the team, and this year I changed our entire offensive system to make sure I could have him on the court as much as possible. On the rare occasion where he was on the bench, which of course may have been because of a dislocated finger or a 2-minute penalty, he was always our team's biggest cheerleader. He was one of our captains and always led by example. I can only hope that next year someone is able to step in and demonstrate even half of the leadership he does. It's my pleasure to award our first MLP to my perfect little angel child, otherwise known as Yusuf Halumi. If you had told me at this time last year I would be awarding a second most legendary to this recipient, I would have said there was zero chance. I wasn't even sure he was going to play for me again. 9 months later, after a summer camp, U19 club season, Team Alberta and Team Canada camps, we got to the beginning of this season, where I was pretty confident he was going to win our MOP as one of the top players in all of high school handball. After that decent start, a month into the season, I got a text message with an x-ray of his broken hand. My first thought was, there goes his high school career and potentially the shot at the 5-peat. But while he recovered over the next month, he never missed a game or a practice. He became another one of my many assistant coaches. He was a great mentor to guys who had all stepped up in his absence, and I'm really not sure I want to know what he told them all to do. Luckily, he was back on the court for our city championship game and all of the provincial tournament, including scoring the game winner in the shootout. But it was what happened after the game where I truly saw him be legendary. After a short celebration with his teammates, he went over to console a friend who was one of the opposing players. He told me later he'd been in that position before and knew how he was feeling. So despite my many, many frustrating moments with him over the last 2 years, this is a memory that will be a lasting one for me. Please help me congratulate Rob Nicolescu.
You actually got me.
There's waterworks everywhere now. What is going on? Okay. So now we're going to start with the basketball awards because they are playing in a spring league game. They're playing against Jasper Place, so best of luck against them. Might get blown out, but it's okay. Junior men's starts first. I'm only kidding. Junior men's, so we will have Tom come up to the stage and give their awards.
I would like to start by thanking Ms. Grable for giving me the opportunity to coach this year's junior men's basketball team. My thanks also goes out to the staff that helped support We had a couple of volunteers help out. And then also to my assistant coaches who couldn't be here today due to work. Unfortunately, our season did not go as well as we planned, but I want to thank all the 12 players that, even though we didn't win a game, they never gave up, and they were always competitive in most of the games. This year, we are going to be giving out the most legendary award to 2 players. The first player gave all he could on the court. No matter how many times he was knocked down, he still got up and he still kept trying. He was always the first one to set up the gym on game day, and he was always one of the last ones to help out clean up. The second player was the most vocal leader on the team. Even though he was only a grade 10, most of the time after a game or practice, he was always coming up to the coaches. What can I do, coach? How can I get better? How can I help out? Both players would give their all on defense and become the 2 best on-ball defenders on our team. Thank you both for the effort and leadership you have given this year. This year's recipients are Mason Drinkwater and Jackson Ainsworth. Oh, sorry. They're hiding it on me. Okay. Our most outstanding player I coached for the last 2 years. The first year, he was the third option at his position, but that didn't stop him from working hard and asking questions and improving his skills. This year, he led us in points and rebounds, even though we didn't run too many plays for him. No matter the score or the situation, he never got frustrated, he never got angry. Thanks to our most outstanding player, Sam Tran, for 2 great years of basketball.
Good job, Sam. Good job, Sam.
I just want to do a shout out. Okay, and I'm just going to do a quick shout out here. I'm Mr. Fitzgerald, for those of you that don't know. We've talked a lot about resilience tonight, and when the season was going, as Tom described, I actually just left for an entire month. I was absolutely just distraught that we were unable to do what I knew we could have done. But a huge shout out I need to make for the game day crew. I was out of the country and I could watch every single game that we put on. So I just wanted to do a big thank you, and maybe it's coming later anyways, to Curtis Agrodiak, Michael Zhang, the entire game day crew, because we get to watch your efforts behind the scenes, and so many of us get to enjoy the games, whether we can be here in person or wherever else we might be. So thank you so much. Please join me in giving a round of applause to those fine folks.
Good job, guys. Samuel, you're so inspirational. What a guy. Next, we'll do senior men's basketball team awards. So if Coach Ish, Bruno, and Josh could come up to present those awards. Conrad. Conrad? Where is Conrad? It's not on the list. I'm sorry, Conrad.
Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining us here tonight. First and foremost, I'd like to express my thanks to the athletic department and Ms. Grable for setting this up tonight, our players and their families for their commitment throughout the season, and a special thank you to coaches Josh, Bruno, Conrad. The season would not have been the same without your commitment and dedication to giving back to our athletes. So thank you, guys. Let's give a clap. Thank you. This season has been a testament to the resilience and determination of our team. We faced many challenges, but we grew stronger as a result. We poured into every game, and I am confident this was the foundation that needed to be laid for years to come. One of the most gratifying aspects of this season has been witnessing the development and growth of our young team. I have no doubt that their commitment and perseverance will propel to greater heights in the future. Tonight, we have the honor of presenting 2 well-deserved awards to exceptional individuals who have left an indelible mark on our team. Our guys know that we don't put a lot of emphasis on individual awards. Our season has been going about just beyond yourself. But with moments like these, I think it's important to acknowledge and appreciate their individual contributions. So the first award, the most legendary player, recognizes not only outstanding performance on the court, but also exceptional leadership, sportsmanship, and being a role model on and off the court. This award goes to an individual who has displayed all these qualities throughout the season. Your leadership and positive influence has made a significant impact on our team. We are grateful for your commitment to excellence. Mr. Brady Heschuk, please come forward and accept this award. Our second award, the Most Outstanding Player Award, celebrates the individual who have truly excelled and made a difference on both ends of the court. This season, we not have 1, but 2 outstanding players who have consistently demonstrated exceptional dedication and unwavering competitive spirit. It is with great pleasure that we present the Most Outstanding Player Awards to Mr. McCalmian and Mr. Jack Berry. Jack's got one of them. Right here, Macau. Don't forget it. Yeah, you guys go take a picture. As we celebrate the accomplishments, hold up, no, okay, I guess I'll do this alone. As we celebrate the accomplishments of these deserving individuals, let us also recognize the collective effort of our entire team. Each and every player has played a crucial role in our journey this season. I truly enjoyed and learned so much working with this group. And as I always say, if you need a team, let it be a team full of Parms. Enjoy the rest of your night.
We will now take a break from all of our award presentations to interrupt this evening with a delicious meal of the courtesy of Majestic Catering. First up to the plate are our coaches, and specifically Mr. Fitzgerald's table because Grable said she owes him. Once they have their meals, we will draw table numbers. Please wait until your table has been called. Harper Yagel, are you listening? Please wait until your table has been called. There will be 2 buffet lines set up for dinner and a third one for anyone with dietary sensitivities such as vegetarian and gluten-free and halal.
For any athletes who have not yet signed the coaches' cards on the back tables, please do so during the dinner break as they will be collected when we resume awards following supper. Let's eat.
Whatever tables you're at. So coaches, please head out to eat. And the lucky tables that have Mo and Danica with them, you guys get to go right now as well. So if Mo and Danica are sitting at your table, you get to go eat with coaches.
And congratulations to all of our legends who won the awards tonight. We had many great seasons, some that ended not as we wanted, but overall, I think all legends team had
Okay, there's not like 40 people at Danica's table. Like, there's like 8.
Wow, Kellen, this is...
Yeah, that's not what I said, Danica's table.
Lots of
Sketchy, I
speeches.
see.
It's been very inspirational, and this truly signifies what it means to be legendary. I can say I'm very proud of our school.
You can really tell that all the coaches and kids put their heart and soul into everything. Lots of teary speeches, lots of happy reunions, and sad farewells, but overall, very good night tonight.
It's time for a fresh new start and a chapter closed, as they say.
All right, and it is time for a break as we head off to go and eat a very yummy meal from Majestic Catering.
Thank you very much for listening, and we will be back with you shortly.
And welcome back, Legends, to the 2022-2023 Athletic Awards. So far we've covered the Bronze Athletic Awards, the Team Awards for the Most Legendary Player, and the MOP winners, and that's happened for cross country, swimming, curling, wrestling, badminton, track and field, flag football, football, indoor soccer, cheer, and handball. And we just had a short break where we had some dinner, and now in the next few hours we're going to be going over the SSAC scholarships, the Silver Athletic Awards, the Team Awards for Most Legendary Player and Most Outstanding Player. And that will be happening for volleyball, rugby, and soccer. And then we have the Gold Athletic Awards, Coaches Recognition, Athletes of the Year, and finally to end off the night, the Legend Award. I know there has been lots of sad partings. This is the last broadcast of the year, and there's been many grade 12s, lots of tears, but I know lots of the coaches are just happy to have coached such amazing kids. And I know doing the live streams, you can really see it out there, how much the kids just really, really love what they do. And at the end of the day, it's all just for fun. So even in the seasons that didn't have the best outcomes, still good that they had fun and they made these valuable connections with their coaches. And so coming up, we have the Major Athletic Awards for silver. Lots of people coming up, few reoccurring names, and yeah. I know, just as watching from the sidelines, lots of outstanding players. Honestly, for me, it'd be a really hard choice. Like, honestly, so many amazing players out there. Like, for the boys handball team, winning provincials, the badminton team, winning provincials. Like, honestly, especially this year, I think the Legends have had a very, very successful year. And just for me, I'd really like to thank Mr. Grodiak and Mr. Zhang. From a few highlights throughout the year, we had the teacher versus students hockey game. That was absolutely awesome. We had all the classes come out. Super, super fun. And really, everything that's going on here today is all because of them. So, what else? Honestly, it's just a great atmosphere around here tonight, to be honest. Lots of smiles. The food, dinner was great. I know all the people watching at home can't have the food, but I'm sure when your kids come home, they will tell you all about it because it is very good. Yeah, and looking forward to next year. Hopefully, we'll have lots of golds coming into the next season, especially for the handball team having so many returning players. Yeah, I think hopefully they can go for a 6th win in a row. That would be absolutely awesome for Lillian, because Lillian's known as more of an art school, so getting our name out there for sports, I think, would be absolutely awesome. And just honestly, I feel like Lillian, especially ever since I came here, has been doing pretty well with sports. Especially all the events, the handball event where we had so many classes come out, everyone's cheering. I feel like it's going in a good direction, especially for all the young athletes out there. So if you know anybody that's second guessing Lillian or anything about that just because of the sports program, I can say we have absolutely awesome coaches, we have awesome teachers, and yeah, all of this, as I've said, even though it's mainly for the kids here, it's important to recognize how awesome the coaches are and what they've done. Especially Miss Grable has set this all up, and it's been awesome. All right, and we're getting started here.
Yeah, before we start, I just want to ask, who the heck was on aux? That was terrible. It was playing Roblox music.
Welcome back, everyone. Let's give a round of applause once again to Majestic Catering for the amazing meal. Well, That will most definitely will be a hard act to follow, but we plan to do it with awarding some scholarships on behalf of the SSAC.
We are honored to have Southside Athletic Club alumni representative here to present the SSAC scholarships to a few members of our graduating class. We would like to welcome to the stage Ron Oscroft to present the scholarships to the worthy recipients.
The Vegas Golden Knights are leading the Florida Panthers 1-0 halfway through the first period, just so you know. The Southside Athletic Club alumni is a group of Southside Athletic Club veterans who've coached, managed, or been parents of a son or a daughter who's gone through our club. Although our club is, hockey is our first choice of sport, we have chosen to celebrate student athletes in every sport across the south side of Edmonton. We have given away in the last 15 years over $600,000 in scholarships for post-secondary education, and we're quite proud of that. Today we're providing 2 bursaries to 2 student athletes here at Lillian Osborne. The first recipient is Brady Heschuk. Instructions on how to claim it during the Olympics. Good job, Brad. You know, if I could. What's your name? Nice to meet you. How about you? Appreciate it. Congratulations, Brady. Our second recipient is Harpriya Gill. Congratulations. Thank you so much. Directions on how to claim it. Thank you so much.
Congratulations, you two. Now we would like to acknowledge our major athletic winners who will be receiving their silver medals. Could Mr. Brimacombe please come up to the stage and read out their names? Winners, please follow the same process the winners did when receiving their bronze medals.
Max Anderson. Thornton at 12. Seth Baker. Jack Berry. Taryn Dollywall. Yusuf Illumi. Matthew Fetchner. Harpriya Gill. Emerson Hanrahan. Arham Haderi. Georgia Hurley. Brady Heschuk. Layla Jabber. Addison Lauer. Jacob Leung. Noah Mason Wood. Austin Meng. Eve Olfert. Jeremy Olson. Reese Pugh. Jilin Chu. Reese Scott. Noah Stevens. Ishan Varani. Sophia Vukatin. And Joanna Zhu.
Now that's a pretty talented group of athletes. The best part is that lots of you are only in grade 11. That can only mean better things to come next year. Volleyball awards are next, and before we present them, we would like to have Mr. Robertson come to the stage for a tribute to one of our own.
On Monday, May 15th, we lost one of our legends. Maxwell Lee passed away from complications due to asthma. Not only was Max one of the kindest and most empathetic people I know, he was also an outstanding athlete and captain of the junior men's volleyball team. I got to know Maxwell shortly before he was elected as grade 10 representative here at Lillian Osborne. And we often had really great conversations about some of the things that he wanted to do, some of the things he wanted to achieve, and how he wanted to make the world a better place. Max was a unique person. He was an extremely hard worker whose passion was making the world a better place and doing what he had to do to make it better and to improve it. If everybody could please just join me in just a moment of silence and just in recognition of Max and what Max did for Lillian Osborne. Thank you. Thank you very much.
Thank you, Mr. Robertson. And to follow that, we would like to have Eric and Charles come up to the stage and present the awards to the team that Max was a very big part of.
You know, it's kind of crazy to think that just last year we were up here receiving awards. And then if you look at us now we're the ones giving them out.
Yeah. It's so crazy to think about. But who got MVP again?
Let's stay on topic.
When we first got the offer to coach the Osborne junior volleyball team, we didn't know what to expect. Having the responsibility to be role models and mentors for people who we went to school with just a couple months ago seemed impossible.
But now we can confidently say that coaching this team has been a pleasure of both Eric and mine. It's mind-blowing that we were given this opportunity to bring together a great group of boys who, if not for volleyball, would be complete strangers. It's been an honor of ours to have hand-selected and united a fantastic group of players. It's wonderful to see that they have bonded over something they love and matured into not only great kids, but outstanding players. It was definitely a struggle at the start of the year, but I think we persevered through it.
From the early mornings to the late nights, the team brought passion and ambition to every practice. Being able to contribute to and witness the growth and improvement of this team as both individuals and as a group is the best honor we as coaches could ever ask for. Sharing that feeling of a well-deserved win is the best reward we as a family could ever ask for.
You know, some of my favorite parts of the season were the jokes that were made along the way. Like the loud screams of one specific player, the constant argument between the debate kids, and the challenges that me and Eric faced. But by far, I think it was the W Riz we learned along the way.
That's actually crazy.
When your team, at times you might lean towards certain people you are closest with. However, as coaches, it's a different type of bond that you make with your players because you learn to care for each and every one of them equally.
From my personal experience, I believe that organized sports of any kind is vital to growth and development. The one thing I want you all to take away is that you should cherish every moment of it. Take none of it for granted. You're not always competing with others, and the one only person you should compete with is yourself. As long as you keep pushing yourself forward, there will never be a moment you won't regret.
Okay, and now onto the awards. So, this first award goes to someone who displayed a large amount of growth throughout the season. He started this season off as someone who was lacking in confidence and was a common target of his teammates' teasing. What always surprised me about this player was despite the challenges thrown at him, he always had a hunger to improve. There would not be a single practice where this player would not ask Charles and me what he could do to be playing better. Obviously, like all people, he had his bad days where things weren't going his way. But he was able to turn that frustration into ambition, which fed his hunger of becoming a better player. He was the one who was always asking for extra practices and organized practices even at his own house and at Seville. His ambition and passion for the sport rubbed off on his teammates, which overall led us to a better season. With this mindset, he slowly went from the not-so-graceful player who didn't even know what the definition of defense was, to having the biggest T line of the season and developing his own super serve. Please welcome to the stage the self-proclaimed Greek freak, Costa Sugriani.
What are you doing? Shake my hand. Thank you. My bad, mother.
Okay. This second award is dedicated to a player whose contributions may not always be in the spotlight, but their role has been absolutely vital to the team's success. Throughout the year, this player has shown remarkable growth and has been an absolute privilege to witness their journey. Without their presence, we would have suffered defeats in some of our most crucial games. When our backs were against the wall, this player single-handedly turned the tide of battle against rival schools. I recall a pivotal moment when the team was plagued with uncertainty and we called a timeout to regroup. It was this player who reignited the fire with each and every one of us the moment he stepped on the court. Personally, as someone who isn't very well known for the offensive prowess, it's been an absolute pleasure to teach them in the art of defense. The challenges inherent to their position were not lost on me, but this player exceeded not only my expectations, but also Eric's. Though they may have not have recorded a single kill throughout the season, they undoubtedly prevented many kills from other teams. At the start of the year, this player struggled with some rustiness, just because of some previous injuries. But I vividly remember the nerves during our first tournament, leading to a disappointing performance during our opening game. It would have been easy for me to bench them for the rest of the year, but I saw something in their eyes. It was a determination that refused to be extinguished. In that moment, they approached me and asked, "How can I warm up?" Without hesitation, I instructed them to do laps around the empty court while the game was still going on. They never questioned my guidance, even though they were initially hesitant, but they did as I asked. With each passing seasonal game and tournament, this player exhibited gradual improvement and a thirst for knowledge. They would constantly seek my advice on how to get better. I encouraged them to be confident and take charge on the court. Even if it didn't come naturally, it was essential to overcome the nerves and grow into a great leader. And they embraced my advice with unwavering dedication. And by the end of the year, a radiant smile adorned their face during every single game. And it was an all-consuming passion. This player embodies the very essence of pushing oneself and never taking anything for granted. I'm immensely proud that I've witnessed their remarkable growth. And it is with great honor that I present this MVP award to myself. No, I'm just kidding. George, get up here.
Thank you.
Next up, we will have Mr. Burmacombe come to the stage to present awards for the junior women's volleyball team.
All right, first off, just bear with me, this analogy, I wanted to make something original, not written by artificial intelligence, so just bear with me with this. People love a beach destination because they don't have to think, they can just sit and relax. So minus the cabana or the fruity drinks with mini umbrellas, this is how I felt coaching the junior girls volleyball team. Well, most of the time. Coming from coaching exclusively boys teams, I've noticed a couple of significant differences in coaching a girls team. For one, they stink way less, which is drastically important being the coach. Number two, they set up the equipment without having to be asked. 3, they aren't hanging on the net, beating their chests and yelling like wild animals before the game. Junior boys. With that said, the biggest downside to coaching girls teams is the locker room. What really goes on in there? Every time I turn around, they disappear. I have no idea where they went, and then I realized they'd be in the locker room. Now, I'm confused because my whole goal in life is to limit my time around toilets. So I don't know why people are going into a place surrounded by toilets and hanging out there. I'm not sure. So anyway, despite moving from Tier 3 to 2, the team performed admirably. In their 30-plus tournament and league matches, they only lost a handful of them. They overcame several injuries to remain first or second in their league for the entire season. Unfortunately, their season came to an end in their 5-set semifinal match against the eventual champion Belrose. It wasn't the ending we envisioned, but it doesn't change my appreciation for the effort we gave all year. I didn't have to use my resting beach face all season, sorry. Our MOP was the linchpin of our success. Her confidence and competence were contagious. When she was on the court, the team enveloped her swagger, and my job became straightforward as a result. I learned early that passing and serving were the keys to girls volleyball, and she was excellent at both. I am pleased to award the junior girls' most outstanding player to Natasha Sheehy. For our second award, okay, I like to think of a legend who exemplifies on and off the court leadership, even when it goes unnoticed. Considering she played almost every position without a complaint and did so in an unassumingly exceptional manner, her contribution to the team was legendary. Her serve and roll shot were cheat codes when the team needed easy points, and her easygoing attitude helped alleviate the pressure in tight matches. I'm delighted to award Josie Schmaus our most legendary player.
So, keeping with the swing of things, get it? Because like volleyball, swinging, nobody? Wow, okay. Can we have Miss Grable and Tashi come up to the stage and present the Senior Women's Volleyball Awards?
This year, our senior women's volleyball team had a great season. We finished top 3 in all 4 tournaments we entered, oftentimes beating some Division I teams in the process. Despite being knocked out in the quarterfinals by the top seed, the improvement our team showed throughout the season was tremendous. We will miss our graduating players, but are happy to have so many returning ones next year. Tonight, we would like to recognize a pair of these graduating players as our most legendary athletes.
Our first winner was our most consistent attacker all year. She could find a kill from anywhere on the court and was always very humble in her celebrations. Sometimes we wondered if she actually even was excited about the kill or just felt bad for the other team. She was a captain and demonstrated her leadership regularly, as she was always encouraging her teammates while holding them accountable for their mistakes and actions. Throughout the season, she also became a pretty good referee, and her skills will be in demand next year with any of the surrounding junior highs. Although her last club season wasn't the best experience, coming back to play her grade 12 year helped her enjoy the sport again. Not gonna lie, I was disappointed not seeing you across the net this year during club, but please congratulate Sophia Vukadin. Our second most legendary winner is the second half of this dynamic duo, the Magic to Kareem. The success of our offense ran through her. She was our valiant leader and court general for pretty much every game, set, and point this season. There was never a ball she wouldn't give 100% effort into trying to get to. Sometimes that meant running through the bench, the score table, a teammate, a coach, probably even a wall if it got in the way. Her serving kept us in games, and I'm pretty sure her record was 21 in a row. She had a positive attitude and would always put up listening to me harp at her in an effort to improve every game in practice. I'm sad we didn't get to play each other all club season, but let's congratulate Georgia Fairbrother.
One more volleyball team to go. Could the GOAT, Conrad, please make your way to the stage to serve up the Senior Men's Volleyball Awards?
Yeah, my name's Conrad, and I had the privilege of coaching the men's senior team alongside Coach Grant, and with my mom, Corylyn Gangenbach, the actual GOAT. But our senior men's team had a great start to the season, winning some big games and placing well in tournaments against teams that were ranked far ahead of us. Suffering some injuries and schedule conflicts hurt our team over the season, and I think we as a team felt that our season could have ended as so much more. But even through it, we saw incredible moments of growth. And we beat the team that got third in Div 1 Provincials by like 13 in the tournament. So I think we could put ourselves up there as maybe the third best in the province, but that's up to debate. But I want to move on from wins and losses because I don't think that really tells the full story of our season. As my first year as a head coach, I want to thank you guys for everything. I watched you not only grow as volleyball players, but also as young men and leaders. It was incredible watching you guys grow in your love for the sport and your talent. And I can't wait to see where your skills will take you because each one of you has something to contribute to the sport. It's been awesome to see so many of you guys continue to train and improve even in this off-season, and I can't wait to see the payoff that we're going to see next fall because of that. But beyond that, you grew as people. You took criticism well. You were always willing to talk about what was going on, whether it was on the court or in life, and how we could do better. And most of all, you guys were just people that were fun to be around, that we enjoyed being around for the season. I heard it said from a coach of mine that very rarely do you remember outcomes or games, but you remember the team you had and the fun little things. And for me, I'll remember the same. I'll remember the team hangouts here and at the Gangenbach's house, and you guys are welcome to come back whenever you want. I'll remember the post-McDonald's run after our tournament, and I'll remember each of you and the unique way you impacted our team. Thank you guys for always showing up and allowing us to be a part of your high school volleyball experience. And so I'll start with my most legendary award. And now this guy was the type of libero that everyone wanted on their team. He's hardworking, excellent at what he does, and he always led by example. He always gave everything he had to the sport and the team, out-hustling anyone that would even try and come close. Watching him lead on the court was incredible, but his actions outside of our games spoke the loudest to me. He was always the first one in the gym. He sometimes even beat me there, and he was more often than not the last one to leave. He set up the nets, he took down the nets, and he was always prepared and dialed in the second he walked in the gym. When things went wrong or tempers flared, he was often the one to speak up, bringing people back down and reminding them of the value of our team rather than individuals. More than that, he loves the sport, and it was clearly evident to anyone that ever watched. It was an incredible privilege to coach you and to be inspired by your love for the game. And it's my honor to award Jeremy Olsen as our senior volleyball most legendary player. Awesome. And so, for our most outstanding player, this guy was a full package deal, and just let me tell you like a little bit about it. If you've been around this person, all of these things I'm going to say you already know, but just let me explain. We started off this season not really knowing where we were going to play him because of all the different pieces we had on our team. And when we asked him, his response was basically, I would want to do this, but whatever helps the team win. And his humble nature, even as a veteran player, I think speaks the most to those who know him. Besides dominating the right side and middle depending on the day, locking up opposing headers and crushing hits that he didn't think he could, he was an incredible server and defensive player. We played our best when he played his best. But I think if you asked him, he wouldn't say that. It was never about him, it was always about the team. And that was what really stood out to us about his character. He was easy to coach, and he was always looking out for his teammates. He took advice and allowed it to change his game and impact those around him, always communicating the way forward in tough games. He was always level-headed, leading well through adversity. And this is a guy who's not only a gifted athlete, but a person who's going to find success in wherever they go in life. And so, it's our honor to award the most outstanding men's senior volleyball player to Matt Kim.
Good job, guys. Conrad, it was great cooking you in basketball practice. Next, we'll head outside for our women's rugby team. Sorry. Could we please have their coaches come up to the stage to present their rugby awards? Yeah.
Go back to girls basketball. Just hang on.
Sorry.
Wind it back a little bit, because we're going to stay on the court, but we're just changing up the ball. So could we please have Ms. Thomas come up to the stage and present the Junior Women's Basketball Awards? I know, right? Oh, here.
I did not see that.
This season, I was fortunate to coach the junior women's basketball team alongside Coach Ball, who was unable to be here tonight. But he sends his congratulations to all of the athletes. This season, the team had a very successful season. They earned second place at the Leduc tournament and finished the whole season earning third place in the entire league. It was my honor to coach these players and see the work ethic and the eagerness to learn that they bring to all that they do, not just basketball. On the court, the players were fast, they were intense, they were highly skilled. When we put full court pressure on, the opponent stood no match. Congrats to all of the players this season. But now on to the awards. The most legendary award goes to a player who showed a high level of coachability and determination. She was relentless underneath the basket with her tough defensive boxing out. She had a willingness to learn new moves and then practice them rep after rep in order to get the move. She developed a knack to get those 2 extra points with her new post moves. But her fire, her intensity, and positive attitude was simply contagious to her other teammates. Congratulations, Eva Stone. The most outstanding player on the team was a player who has the ability to control the whole court, both offensively and defensively. She would set the tone for our whole defense with her great body position and her reactions to steal and intercept the ball. Offensively, she could see the gaps for cutting and finish with her sharp shooting. As the most outstanding player, she made each and every one of her teammates around her better and stronger. Congratulations, Campbell Wood.
Great job, guys. Mr. Smith and Miss Johnsbell, would you please travel up to the stage to present the awards for our senior women's basketball team?
JB's got the mic. JB's got the mic.
My best. Yes, thanks, ladies. I'm wearing my favorite hoodie. Congratulations to all the athletes for 1, getting through your season, and 2, being recognized for all your accomplishments. We're here tonight to recognize and celebrate the accomplishments of our Osborne senior girls basketball team. Both Coach Smith and myself could go on and on about our team this year. We really could. But Ms. Grable said we need to keep it short and sweet. But every now and then, as a coach, you're given the gift of being honored with a tremendous group of young athletes. What we don't realize is, although we as coaches try to have impact on you in your sport, you don't realize the impact you have on us. I think I can speak for both of us that in all the decades we have coached, yes, it is now decades for both of us, that this year's Legends Senior Women's Basketball team was one of our favorite teams we've ever coached in our whole careers. We often have talked up here and defined success with a barrage of different statistics, whether it's shooting or three-point rebound percentages, turnover, win-loss ratios, or how many championships you have won. Those are definitely what we strive for, but as coaches, creating a sense of team where athletes want to play for one another, grow, learn, and support each other on and off the court is truly the greatest reward you could have as a coach. This year our team did have many highlights on the court and saw lots of growth and success. But what set this crew apart from other teams we have coached was their camaraderie, relentless enthusiasm for one another and for the game of basketball, and their overall positive attitude. They really just love to be around each other every single day and they still do. Our most outstanding basketball player award, this individual brought her competitive spirit daily in practice and absolutely brought it in games to the point sometimes we had to pull her off. Her tenacity on defense and her ability to run past just about anybody on the court to score, and also throws probably one of the hardest and most accurate full court off the dribble left-hand pass I've ever seen. The level of excitement our team had watching her play. But what really stood out for us this year was this player was about how she stepped up to be a leader on the court in so many positive ways. Not only was she our leading scorer, she was also one of our leading defensive players. This year, she was also honored with an invitation to play in the Metro All-Star basketball game. We look forward to seeing where her game will grow from this point on. This year's most outstanding senior girls basketball player award goes to Layla Jabber.
You got it in there. I know. I was like, trying to see how you were good at it.
Good job, Eddie. Congrats. Thank you. Thank you. You're up.
I'm up. Congrats, Layla. We all don't forget we have lunch tomorrow at the Metro All-Star Banquet too, okay? So good job, kid. All right, now for our most legendary award, we had a hard time just deciding on one winner, so we decided to go with two. We have a remarkable group of players, and these two kiddos provided so much enthusiasm, love of the game, leadership on and off the court, and are both just all-around amazing athletes and people. We are so proud of how you really did take on the pillars of what it means to be legendary within our team, each and every day. You both created a team environment of support and encouragement, and we are both extremely grateful for your contributions and the contributions we're going to greatly miss after this season. Our legendary players go to Harpreet Gill and Maddie Butterfield.
Got her done.
Good job, good job, good job. Good job, good job. You're welcome. Is that all your pages?
Don't take theirs.
Yeah.
Thanks, guys.
Great job, guys. Next, could we... Next, we'll head outside for our women's rugby teams. Could we please have their coaches come to the stage and present their rugby awards?
Skipping the men's rugby because he's not here to give it. So just skip men's rugby. Second men's rugby. Go to soccer's next.
Alrighty. Hi. So this season was overall really good. We improved every game. We started with more than half the team probably never touching a rugby ball before this season at all. And by the end, we all looked like naturals. It was awesome. What was I else with? I wanted to shout out Mrs. McGowan, who can't be here today. But she was highly instrumental in our success this season. She handled all of the organization and welcomed me with open arms. This was my first year here. Hopefully I'll come back. But yeah, our 15 season was really good. We started with a loss, but that kicked us into high gear. And then we had 3-4 wins in a row. It was awesome. Sadly, we lost in the semifinals of cities. So we would have ended up third, but yeah. And then in sevens, our sevens team was fantastic this year. We got to compete against Div 1 teams, and we actually beat a couple. We got to compete at Tier 1 provincials. We ended up placing 5th, which was awesome. And yeah, overall, I was very happy with our season. I thought everyone was exceptional, and I'm excited to see so many people sticking with rugby. And if anyone is interested in playing rugby this summer, all of the club seasons are starting now. You can come see either of us or any of the rugby girls. We can hook you up. It is a sport for everyone. That's my favorite thing about it. So, on to our awards. It was very, very difficult for us to pick winners. Everyone showed so much improvement throughout the season, and overall the level of play and skill from everyone was exceptional. But to start with our most legendary player, this was a player who really helped me coming in as a new person, a new coach in this school environment, trying to learn who the people are, who I could talk to, and this person really showed excellent skill on the field, but really showed her leadership off the field, getting everyone to come to practice, recruiting a couple new people for us, which was awesome. And yeah, she played anywhere we put her and really excelled. So, our most legendary player for women's rugby this year is Kennedy.
All right. So, our most outstanding player. This player joined our team last year in grade 10 and very quiet girl, kind of surprised us to be honest, but she is now such a key player on our team. She is our top try scorer. If you don't really know rugby, you probably just know that this player is so good. I would not be surprised if she is the top try scorer in the entire league, honestly. She somehow plays basketball, soccer, handball, and rugby. I would not be surprised if she picks up a couple more sports. Anytime after a game, I see someone that I know, they always ask about this player, and I'm so excited to see how she improves in the future. So our most outstanding player is Emerson.
One thing about Emerson is that she's deadly, I can tell you that. Don't be fooled. Next, we would like to ask Mr. Brimacombe to come back to the stage and present the awards for the junior men's soccer team.
All right, I just want to clarify, I'm not the coach. The extent of my soccer knowledge comes from FIFA 94 on Sega Genesis, so I know very little. That being said, I'd like to thank Coach Adam, Colin, and Roshan for a great year. They couldn't be here today, but thanks for help coaching the boys and teaching me everything I know about soccer. As a result of an apocalyptic weather conditions we encountered this May, the league was spared the true wrath of our junior legends soccer squad. Saving their best game of the season for the final one, we were narrowly defeated by Jasper Place. Despite a lack of subs and having to play on a green, not a brown field, the boys played confidently and with swagger until they were so tired they could hardly stand up. Even though our season was only 4 games long, or roughly 1% of the handball season, the coaches enjoyed the ride and were appreciative of the boys' effort. Our MOP reinforced the saying, "Don't judge a book by its cover." I wonder if a brimless hat and electrical tape to keep his shin guards up was an intimidation tactic, or he picked up his gear from a garbage can on the way to the field. Once you got past the questionable attire, he was a phenomenal player who couldn't be taken off the pitch. I'm proud to award Noah Mason Wood the junior boys' most outstanding player.
Thank you so much, Mr. Malcolm. Thank you.
Slow walk, here we go. Okay. I like it when things are abundantly apparent. Our MLP was just that. Starting day one, he was doing legendary things. Many times remind me of his legendary acts simultaneously. Whether it was explaining soccer tactics, volunteering to be the captain, or being a ball hawk on defense, the man is a legend through and through. I am excited to award Josh Laughlin our most legendary player.
Now we move to our senior soccer teams and would like to have Mr. Jeffrey and Mr. Morrison come up to the stage to present the Senior Women's Soccer Awards.
Thank you. There you go.
Why was Cinderella such a bad soccer player? Her coaches were pumpkins.
I thought it was good. Good job.
We were looking up dad jokes for soccer at the table, just trying to keep up with Mr. Brimacombe. Earlier this evening, I mentioned some of the traits that sports teaches us. Teamwork, self-discipline, resiliency, respect, character, among others. The ladies of this year's soccer team exemplify these qualities and more. Their heart and their hustle on the field was matched equally by their skill. The team had a successful season despite being together only for a very short period of time. The team played their best game of the season in our quarterfinal match, ultimately losing in double overtime, 1-0.
That one hurt. That was a good game. We played well. I'm going to start with our most outstanding player this year, and then I'm going to end with our most legendary. We had this group of kids, as everybody has said, was outstanding, and it really makes job as coaches easy. And I just want to say thank you again to the girls soccer team. You guys have stepped up and did an incredible job. I can't talk like Dave, who does a really good job. Mr. Brim, you're doing good. Our most outstanding player was a rock for us, and when she's on the field, we knew that that nothing was getting by her. And so it might be a little surprise for us when I announce this name, but I would like to say our most outstanding player, Campbell Wood.
Congratulations, Tom.
And I can't present these awards without having, because I need two of them. There's no question in my mind these two players were the lifeblood of our team and made my job as coach and Mr. Morrison's job as coach incredibly easy because everything was always taken care of. They're leaders. They're outstanding soccer players. One is going to University of Lethbridge and one's going to stay in Edmonton, going to Concordia. I'm honored to present the awards to Georgia and to Brooke.
Congratulations, Brooke. Congratulations, Georgia. No joke.
Great job, Great job, ladies. Now we have a coach that is a real keeper to present the Senior Men's Soccer Team Awards. Would Mr. Waters please come up to the stage?
How'd you know?
Scrabble.
Let me get organized up here. Saving the best for last. Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Today we reflect on our Lillian Osborne senior men's soccer team season and to honor some exceptional athletes who have truly left a mark on this team and school. Our soccer season may have been short with only 6 games played, and unfortunately we did not come away with all the wins we wanted. However, that does not define us. We faced numerous challenges and adversities that would have discouraged many others, but our team pushed through and emerged a stronger group as a result. We played on a dirt patch of a field. We called it the Old Dirt Road. We faced teams with well-established soccer programs while playing with limited substitutions. Despite these obstacles, our team never lost heart. We played with determination, perseverance, and a true love for the game. As we look back on this season, let us remember that success is not always measured by victories alone. It is measured by the character, unity, and growth we have witnessed in each and every one of you today. You should all be proud. Now it's time to acknowledge the outstanding individuals who have made a lasting impact on this team and school. The most legendary player award is a special recognition award that represents excellence in leadership and sportsmanship. This award is unique because it was impossible for me to decide between 2 extraordinary individuals who embody everything this award is about. These players were present in every single game, dedicating their time, effort, and energy to this team. They played every minute of every game, leading by example and demonstrating outstanding sportsmanship. Their commitment extended beyond the field as they helped set up and take down the equipment for every game and led team activities. Please join me in congratulating Thornton Athwal and Yusuf Ilumi as the recipients of the most legendary award for their exceptional contributions to this team. I'll hold this thing for me. Congratulations. Thank you. We're stacking these up. The next award I am presenting is the Most Outstanding Player Award. This award recognizes skill excellence and is being awarded to an individual who has consistently showcased their exceptional abilities on the field. This player has been a force to be reckoned with, possessing a rare combination of athleticism and skill that is truly remarkable. With a body crafted in a sports lab, long, strong, fast, skilled, it goes on and on. This player has been an absolute menace on the field. He made my job as a coach incredibly easy, as he consistently found himself in the right spot making the right plays. I could literally put him anywhere and he would excel. It is with my pleasure that I present the Most Outstanding Player Award to Ishan Virani for his outstanding skills and contributions to the team. There it is.
Congratulations, Coach.
Congratulations once again to Thornton, Yusuf, and Ishan for their exceptional achievements and for embodying the spirit of our Lillian Osborne senior soccer team.
Hold on, let me say something. Good job, guys. Good job, guys. Also, just a quick shout out. There isn't Loudest Spectator Award, but I think if there was, Francis, Michael, and Lucas, you guys would win. Let's give them a hand for the best supporters at Lillian Osborne.
Now, with all of our team awards presented, we would like to recognize our top multi-sport athletes who have obtained their major athletic awards with distinction and will be receiving a gold medal. We will call Mr. Smith back up to the stage to present these awards.
Thornton Atwell. Maddie Butterfield. Yusuf Alomi. Harpriya Gill. Georgia Hurley. Brady Heschuk. Mac Kim. Brooke Lowen. And Catherine Ma.
Well, that was a pretty fantastic group of athletes. And considering there were only 9 of them, it makes their accomplishments even more impressive.
We now have one more set of awards so that we can honor some people who work behind the scenes and may not always get the recognition they deserve. On behalf of all the athletes and coaches, could Ms. Grable come back to the mic and hand out some game day awards?
So on behalf of all of our coaches and athletes and everyone who has ever linked on the YouTube stream and watched the live stream game, whether it's because you couldn't be here or you had to come late or you had to leave early, the first huge thank you, Michael Zhang, Mr. Grodiak, thank you, thank you, thank you. A huge round of applause. Mr. O and Mr. Zhang, we can't pull this off without either of them. They're behind the scenes all the time and don't get half the recognition that they deserve, so thank you. A little bit about our game day stream this year. The stats were, we streamed 70 games this year and there were 27,639 views of our game, so that's pretty impressive to the crew and the teachers that supervise them, so awesome job there. They have 4 awards to give out, but unfortunately some of their winners aren't here tonight, so we're going to present the one that is here. So they did give out a Best Commentator Award to Muscan, they gave out a Best Game Day Producer to Abby Otomuko, and they gave out a Best Game Day Camera Operator to Alex Lee, so they will get their awards at a different time. But the one I'm going to hand out tonight on behalf of all of us is the Best Game Day Director. If you know this person, that you know that she lives and breathes school spirit. She's one of the biggest advocates for LHS TV, and she loves all of Mr. O's ideas, even if they're cheesy. Like when he bought a Harry Potter costume on Amazon for her to wear at the Quiz Whiz pizza party. She did it. Glasses, magic wand, and all. It takes a leader to get all the equipment into the gym for each game day, and then assign everyone their duties, and do a final sound and technical checks before going live. It's a stressful position, but this person thrives in these situations. She's the best LOHS TV Game Day Director for the 2022-23 season. She is also a provincial cheerleading champion and a winner earlier tonight. Congratulations, Rena Liu.
Thank you so much.
I can speak from experience, having been a part of the live streaming crew. All of those were very deserving of their awards.
So far tonight has been all about our athletes. Now we would like to take a minute to recognize some very important people in the room. I can speak for both Mohammed and I when I say that we are very fortunate here at Osborne that we have incredibly supportive coaches. We would like to call upon Maddie Butterfield and Yusuf Elumi to recognize the major contributions of all of our coaches.
Thank you.
Good. Hello everyone, Yusuf and I are here tonight on behalf of all the student athletes of Osborne to thank the coaches for their time, effort, and dedication that they put into their respective sports throughout this school year.
From busing players to and from games, tournaments, or provincials, to waking up early for the AM practices that everyone knows and loves, coaches are undeniably some of the most dedicated people within Osborne.
The hours they spend drawing up plays and practice plans do not go unnoticed by the athletes here tonight. This dedication was shown on the scoreboard with flag football, swimming, cheer, badminton, and handball, all bringing home Metro medals.
As well, we can't forget about the gold medals that badminton, cheer, and men's handball team brought home from provincial this year.
Although we can go on all night talking about our athletic achievements, we know that the coaches are the real reason behind our success. Coaching requires a deep understanding of the game, as well as the patience to pass this knowledge on to a bunch of high schoolers.
This unending patience when explaining drills and plays resulted in athletes who were the best they could be and made us all here tonight better people in the process.
The hours they put in behind the scenes to ensure the games, practices, and tournaments run smoothly prove that coaches are a true keystone in Osborne's success in athletics and people that reflect the importance of passion, resilience, community, and character to all of their athletes.
Coaches often also go the extra mile for their athletes, taking even more time out of their day to perfect strategies, organize team dinners, enter their teams in tournaments, and taping ankles, knees, and fingers.
And in case you were wondering, no, Miss Grable does not get paid per ankle she tapes.
All jokes aside, I think we can speak for all Osborne athletes that coaches are integral to our success, growth, and enjoyment in athletics, and our seasons would not be the same without them. So, thank you to all coaches for teaching us important life lessons and ultimately what it means to be legendary. With that, I would like to personally thank the coaches that have coached me throughout this school year. First, I would like to thank Mr. Leong and the rest of the football staff. During the first day of tryouts, I knew that football was going to be a tough but fulfilling journey. Your dedication to come to practices and games every day for virtually 2 months is something that should never go unnoticed. I'm thankful that you guided me through grueling training sessions and motivated me to push through pain and exhaustion. You taught me that success isn't solely measured by wins and losses, but by the character we display both on and off the field, and for that, I'm forever grateful. Secondly, I would like to thank Mr. Klaus. From the first day I stepped foot into Lillian Osborne, I was bombarded by my brother and his friends about the stories of the legendary Mr. Klaus. I was told of the great lengths they went to achieve his respect and the wonders of playing on his team. From that day on, my only goal was to be a starter on one of his teams. And ever since that day in grade 10, Mr. Klaus has pushed me to become a better soccer player and taught me to never settle for anything short of my best. After starting on both his indoor and outdoor soccer teams, I hold nothing but immense respect and gratitude for all he's done for me, and I'm thankful for the lengths he goes to ensure his team's prosperity. Thank you, Mr. Klaus, even though you'd only schedule morning practices. Next, I would like to personally thank Mr. Waters. Whenever I think of Mr. Waters, I can only think of 3 words: compassionate, resilient, and kind. Mr. Waters is a great coach who always made sure to put the team first. The effort he put into coaching the outdoor soccer team and football team is something I couldn't be more grateful for. He managed through tough challenges, such as missing players and sudden injuries, with a collected and calm mindset. And despite our rough ending this past week, I hold nothing but gratitude for the hours of work he put into coordinating and training our teams. And even though he may claim our football team's offensive line is better than the defensive line, I'm pretty sure Parham's ribs would beg to differ. Lastly, I would like to thank Mrs. Grable. Throughout the school year, regardless of the sport, I've always seen Ms. Grable play a core part in the athletics program. From taping countless athletes every day to organizing major events like this awards night tonight, she has taught me what it means to be hardworking and humble. To me, Ms. Grable isn't only a teacher. She's a mentor that I can look up to for advice and a friend that I'd love to share laughs with. I'm grateful for the connection that I've developed with her over these past 2 years, and I couldn't thank her more for making my senior year the highlight it was. Thank you so much, Ms. Grable.
Now, I would like to take some time to thank the coaches I've had during my high school experience. First, I want to thank Mr. Smith. You always had the team's best interests in mind, even if you made us run when we didn't beat our 5-ball record, and I could not be more thankful for the 2 years I got the privilege of having you as my coach. You were incredibly understanding of my busy schedule, and I could not be more thankful for you allowing me to play on the team while also playing hockey. Thank you for putting together a team that grew so closely together and for dealing with our antics during practice. Despite not getting the outcome we wanted this year, I know that I am a better person and player because of your coaching. Next, I would like to thank Ms. Johnsbell. A calming presence on the bench, you made sure we stayed poised during the game. Your coaching style is one that I thrived under, and you pushed me to be a more complete basketball player. My core IQ and individual skills have improved greatly, as well as who I am as a person. I will forever be thankful for your dedication to the team with your busy schedule as an assistant principal. Almost as grateful that you actually like your coach's gift. I would also like to thank Mr. Klaus and Mr. Jeffrey, as I was lucky enough to have them for both flag football and outdoor soccer. I had so much fun playing on both teams and learned an incredible amount from both of you. Thank you for taking the time to coach with both of your busy schedules, as I truly appreciate everything you have done for both me and the teams. Lastly, I would like to thank Ms. Grable. Your dedication and commitment to not only the handball teams, but also every other team in the school is something I admire. I want to thank you for introducing me to handball and for also putting up with my very busy schedule. Your knowledge of the game is only something I can aspire to have, and I've learned so much in the past 2 years, not just on the court, but also off the court. The team you put together is one that I will forever be grateful for, as it has become one of the highlights of my high school experience. Thank you for being someone I can look up to, as I truly cannot thank you enough for all that you've done for me, the school, and the athletics within it.
With that, on behalf of all athletes here tonight, we'd like to once again extend our gratitude and thanks to all coaches. Without you, none of this would have been possible.
Thank you for making our high school experiences something to remember and for helping us make memories that will last forever. Now, let's please give all of our coaches a round of applause for everything they have done this year.
Very well said, you two. As a small token of our gratitude to the coaches, all the coaches have all been given the signed cards from the back tables, as well as copies of their team photos.
If we could please have all the coaches stand and have one more round of applause for them. These next awards are presented to our most outstanding athletes. This group is broken down into 3 sections: top female athlete, top male athlete, and the Legend Award.
These top athletes are ones in their grade who best exemplify athletic excellence, sportsmanship, and contribution to Osborne athletics.
And the Legend of the Year Award is in recognition of the member of the graduating class who, through leadership, citizenship, service, and exemplary character, has made the most significant impact on Osborne athletics this year. Ms. Grable will be presenting all of the major awards, so we will hand the mic over to her, hopefully for the last time. Yes, for the last time.
What's going on? Our top grade 10 female athlete was one of only 5 girls to play a combination of 4 sports in her first year at Osborne. She started the year as a member of the junior women's volleyball team, where she showed substantial growth, and despite her limited experience playing the sport, she was confident in her abilities regardless of the position she was asked to play. She continued on to play junior women's basketball, where she was a smart passer and playmaker with the ball. She was always a threat driving to the basket, especially on the left-hand side. Next up was handball, and anyone who knows me will understand how excited I was to get a grade 10 lefty, even if she doesn't quite throw as hard as Matheson. Her sport of the year was women's soccer, her last sport of the year was women's soccer, where she played pretty much every position on the field, including keeper for a half. Earlier this year, her sidekick made reference to her being a chick that had finally hatched from her shell. I believe she even has a nickname to go along with it based on a bird from Moana, Hey, I think, but probably more known to everyone else as Halen English. Our next award winner was the only grade 10 male athlete to play on 3 different sports teams this season. He likely would have added a 4th if it weren't for the conflict with his hockey schedule. In fact, I think he missed pitcher day for each of his teams due to hockey, so I'm really sure if there's any evidence he was actually on any of them. He began the year as a middle blocker on the very enthusiastic, but also quite talented junior men's volleyball team. After his hockey season finished up, he came out for handball. He was only one of 3 grade 10s to make the team, But we all know the real reason he made it was because his mom offered me Starbucks in exchange for keeping both of her boys out of trouble for the next 2 months. I promise, Jen, I really did my best. In fact, I'm not sure he actually knows how to play the position that I put him in. And to wrap up his grade 10 year, he was an important member of the slow pitch team who tonight brought home silver medals. And maybe he even had less errors in the game tonight without his fan club in attendance. It's not always easy coming in as the little brother to an athlete who will be leaving an incredible legacy as a legend, whom all of his coaches feel privileged to have coached. But if this award is any indication, I think he'll do just fine. Congratulations, Cooper Heschak. Our top grade 11 female athlete has an impressive resume this year. We've heard all about her a couple times tonight already, so I'll try not to repeat what has already been said. To start the year off, she switched positions to play senior volleyball. And while she may not have had as much court time as she deserved, this would be the only season where that would be a concern. Basketball was her time to shine. Her tenacious defense, which would regularly lead to a steal and a layup, was a regular occurrence. As we already heard, she was voted on the Metro All-Star team by opposing coaches as one of the top players in all of Division I and II women's basketball. Next up, I was finally able to convince her to play handball. It only took me a year and a half. It took her no time at all for everything to click. Her basketball court sense and lacrosse aggressiveness made her a dominant presence on the court. And once our season concluded at provincials, she thought school sports were over for the year. Little did she know that later that week she would be suiting up as the goalie for the women's soccer team. But to no one's surprise, she even did that very well. I haven't met too many athletes who are as competitive as I am and hate losing just as much as I do. She is definitely one of them. And as a coach, I think we all wish we could clone her because for the most part it would make our team so much better. Please congratulate grade 11 Female Athlete of the Year, Layla Jaber. Miss Fallowfield, or maybe now that Saturday's over and now Miss Batchelor, likes to remind all of us that cheer has the longest season of the school year. And while she might be right, many of our multi-sport athletes have back-to-back-to-back-to-back seasons, oftentimes a lot of them overlapping with each other. This group of grade 11 male athletes has quite a few of these, but there is only one who has been on our Osborne team for the past 294 consecutive days. He started with football spring camp on August 22nd and was still playing 2 days ago at the football jamboree. He spent the last part of August and all of September and October on the football field as QB1. In his first year at quarterback, he led the league in yards and touchdowns. I mean, it didn't hurt that he had the league's MVP as his top receiver. Football transitioned to basketball, where he didn't have the opportunity to contribute as much as he would have liked. However, he still managed to lead the team in one statistical category: technical fouls. When he talked to me about playing handball, he wanted to be a right winger, which made zero sense to me, since a handball center back, by definition of the position, is basically a combination of a quarterback and a point guard. So pretty much made for him. Once again, I was right. This season turned around when he led us back against JPP in the Osborne Cup final, and he was a significant member of our team's successes at the end of the year. And before handball was even over, he was already back on the football field, leading our flag team to a second place finish. Last week was football spring camp, and he was back in the place where he is the happiest with a huge smile back on his face. And now he has 2 front teeth again. He plays with such emotion in everything he does that it can oftentimes get him into a little bit of trouble, but it's hard to fault someone who always wears their heart on their sleeve. And after saying all this, I think it's fair to say, he's him, Parham Hadari. We were fortunate to have many candidates worthy of taking home this year's Grade 12 Female Athlete of the Year. So many of these graduating athletes were major contributors on every team they played on over their time at Osborne. And this was made evident tonight, as many of them have been up on stage numerous times. So in an effort to not repeat everything that's already been said about this winner, I'm just going to speak from my heart. She's oftentimes someone who gets overlooked when discussing awards such as these because she's not a flashy scorer or someone who commands your attention. She works hard in every game and practice, pushing herself and her teammates to be better. She does all of the little things right in every sport she plays. Over the past 2 years, those sports have included flag football, basketball, and handball. She was the flag football team's leading rusher, and as you heard, got a key sack to help clinch the city championship. Her contributions on the basketball court are the intangibles that you just can't teach. And in handball, her defense is tenacious, and the picks she sets on offense are so good you could drive a truck through them. And yet she still has to tell her teammates, go, go, go. Her accomplishments on the court and the field are very impressive. But what's even more important is how this young lady carries herself off the court. She's a fierce advocate for women of color and their participation in sports, especially finding ways to remain involved after high school. Her SSAC essay blew me away with her thoughtful responses and the detail in which she described the impact she wishes to have on others once she graduates. I can only hope that maybe I've had a little bit of that same impact on her. Please help me congratulate Harpreet Gill. Our grade 12 male athlete is one of my favorite people, as many in the room can attest to. He's been up to the stage tonight receiving Most Legendary Award for 3 of the 4 teams he played on, which not only speaks to his athletic ability, but even more so to his character. He stepped onto the American football field for the first time this season and had an immediate impact anchoring the D-line. You already heard how important he was to indoor soccer, handball, and outdoor soccer teams. His presence defensively on each of these teams is unbeaten. His leadership is something that everyone here can take lessons from, as the respect he has earned from his teammates and coaches is unmatched. His coaches can all attest to his work ethic and desire to improve on the court, the field, and in the weight room. He's always the first person to help with nets, take a ball bag, or pretty much anything that his coaches ask him to do without hesitation. He spent a lot of time in my office getting taped this year, so much so that he could probably do it by himself. He never has anything bad to say about anyone, except maybe my gym class officiating skills or certain people's badminton abilities. He's one of the cover athletes on this year's yearbook because he truly is seen by staff and students alike as a legend here at Osborne. Our grade 12 male athlete of the year is Yusuf Alumi. Our last award of the night is the Legend of the Year in Athletics. This year, more than ever before, we have had so many deserving candidates, all of whom would have been what this award is designed for. I heard from someone earlier tonight that when you tie an award, it's a cop-out, but I disagree. I think it means we were fortunate enough to have two people exemplify all of the many qualities we hope to have in our student athletes. Usually I try not to give away too much information on the winner until the end of the speech, but tonight I want these two amazing young women to know that this is all about them. They have both been up here a couple times tonight, so we have already heard of some of their accomplishments, but I don't want to skim over them. Together they won the flag football championship, one on offense, the other on D. They had incredible handball seasons as my starting left and right backs, and they were both recognized as all-star selections. They were teammates once again last week on the women's outdoor soccer team, who were one goal away from not being here tonight because of a playoff game. One of them played basketball, the other indoor soccer. One did all of this while being a member of the first women's AAA Junior Oilers hockey team, and the other one is signed to play ACAC soccer at Concordia in the fall. They were the best partner athletes I could have asked for when I took those students to the Unified Jamboree. Now a little about each of them. Maddie's athletic ability is unmatched on the court and on the ice. Her drive and ability to take over a game when she needed to is something all of her coaches counted on, especially in the big games. She's not only amazing on the court, but she is also amazing in the classroom, holding down, I think it's at least a 95% average. She's an amazing leader and someone that as a coach I know I can count on to push her teammates to match her competitive spirit. She's such an incredible young woman that I know at least one of her coaches, and most likely all of them, hopes his daughter grows up to be like her. Brooke might be one of the most humble athletes I've ever coached. She's happy to celebrate all the success of her teammates and doesn't need her own recognition to feel validated. That being said, she expects so much of herself that I'm not sure if she ever is actually happy with how she played, despite me thinking she did great. But what do I know? I'm very rarely right. She had an opportunity to play youth sports soccer in BC, but family was so important to her that she's staying in Edmonton to play in the fall. And as I talk about family, she has become a huge part of my life, and I consider her a part of my extended family. And I'm honored that she thinks of me as her second mom. So we all know who I'm talking about, and they deserve the biggest round of applause of the night. Our Legends of the Year, Maddie Butterfield and Brooke Lowen. All right, as they come back up to the stage to finish this night off, I just want to please give a huge round of applause as Mo and Danica make their way back up here to finish out the night. They've done a fantastic job as your MCs tonight. Mo and Danica, great job. Come on up and you can finish this thing out.
Everyone's crying and it's okay. Well, Mo, it looks like we've given out all the awards we can this year.
It seems to look that way. In that case, Danica, it's time for us to wrap things up and say our final goodbyes. To some people in this room, this is truly goodbye. We would like to share a moment to recognize our graduating athletes. Could all of the grade 12s please stand for a round of applause?
In addition to tonight's banquet, your athletic fee also gets you some Osborne swag. If you haven't already picked up your socks and toque, you can do so at any time this week during lunch or after school in the main phys ed office.
And finally, thank you to everyone who was there to cheer on our athletes all year. We look forward to being back here again next year. Thank you, and don't forget to be legendary.
Good job.
Congratulations to all of the winners of all of the awards tonight, no matter how big or small. All of them played a giant part on each one of their teams, and me personally, and I know everyone else in the school and in the audience, wants to reach out and say, absolutely amazing job this year. And it is sad to say goodbye to a lot of the amazing players that have came through the school, but just to reiterate, it really was an awesome year for sports and a great way to end it off. And I wish everyone at home to have a great night, and remember to be legendary.